Gathered in Sarasota today to say goodbye to the legendary NFL football coach. Funeral services held this morning for Bud Carson. He was the architect of the Pittsburgh Steelers' steel curtain defense in the 1970s. He was also head coach of the Cleveland Browns and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. At his service this morning, many of the players and coaching colleagues he'd worked with in his career who shared their memories of a mentor, motivator, and friend. Bud's son Cliff shared what life was like away from the football field and reminded us all what Bud would have wanted today.
I want to say, I look at this in a way as a day of celebration because he had a wonderful life. I mean, he did exactly what he wanted to do. It was important to him at the very end that I be happy and that the people that he loved be happy, and went on. And I think that he would want all of us to, enjoy this day and be happy for him, and all of us be happy for ourselves.
I can't tell you how touching it was to see these great big football players really be emotional and moved by the loss of Bud Carson.
Yeah, the coach had a huge impact on all their lives.
Yeah, and we saw that firsthand, the relationship. They're not just football players. They were basically an extended family of Bud Carson showing up. He was the best defensive coordinator in NFL history, and that thought was repeated frequently today during a service remembering Bud Carson's life. Leah Secondo has more.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Husband, father, friend, mentor, confidant, and coach. They came from near and far today to celebrate the life of Bud Carson.
It was a great pleasure for Coach Carson to coach me.
Former Philadelphia Eagles player Andre Waters was a pallbearer for today's service. He reflected on a time when Bud Carson had been fired in his coaching days at Cleveland. He felt that the misfortune was actually a blessing.
Bud was mad when he got fired from Cleveland. Well, I wasn't, because he came into my life. Growing up, I always wanted to be a coach. After meeting him, he put icing on the cake for me. I'm gonna miss a great one. And you guys know how great he was. But he was a great man. He still is. He will live in me.
Coach Carson was one of the most mentally tough people I've ever dealt with, and he taught all of us to be mentally tough. And he taught us things. He believed in just making sure that everybody was the best that they could be, regardless of whether they were a starter or not.
He was a beloved person and coach and highly respected. He loved the players.
There'll never be another individual that brought that kind of fire, passion, and dedication to the game of football. He had a heart that you didn't realize until you were on the other side of it, and you needed him, because his hand was there every minute of the day.
You left it all in the field. The headset's off, the lights are down. He is hearing the voice that proclaims.
Today, Bud Carson begins a new game, a new season, a new life. From the First Methodist Church in Sarasota, Leah Secondo, ABC 7 Sports.
Fantastic service. We'll have much more coming up at 6 o'clock. We'll talk also about the Bucs and